We'll get content claimed.
It says we're live. It says, are we live?
Yes, we're live.
We're live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So due to technical difficulties, i.e. Chuck's laptop.
You can't play that. We're going to get content claimed, you dork.
We're fine.
No, we're not.
It's picking up by
What
the
happens
freaking...
when I have to start up the stream a third time? Because you wanted to play club.
So basically, they're trying to teach me new music and shit like that, and I really don't care. And
yeah, he doesn't
we're
care.
supposed to
we're gonna cast a part tonight.
learn how to cast parts.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
So we're gonna start with my penis.
We are gonna cast.
Put it in there.
So there was a penis casting session one time down here.
One time only.
And one time
It
only.
was in plaster, though, wasn't it?
No.
It
was in alginate. It started out in alginate, but this particular person was.
We're not naming this particular person.
We're not naming this particular person.
Even though we all know who it was.
But we had to add alginate. And then through his own personal experience, he also knew that there was not enough silicone in the kit. So we used some silicone that we had down here to offset the lack of silicone in the
product.
Clone Willy kit is really what it was.
In the product.
Yeah. So anyway, tonight
we lost a
good
somewhat
friend.
regular that night.
That was not a bad thing.
It was not a bad thing. I'm just saying that we lost.
Did you know I got called out by the leadership of a club I am not even a member of due to a complaint by that particular person?
What's the deal?
Yeah, dealio. And
what do you mean? What's the deal?
Yeah, why are there people calling you out for nothing?
Because they felt it was their place to put me in line for what was being considered inappropriate, was an inappropriate comment that was not really an inappropriate comment. It was actually a joke.
How long ago was this?
Now 3 or 4 years ago.
Clone Willy?
Clone Willy is about what, 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah, give or take.
Well, this all happened about the same time because that person.
Do we have audio and stuff?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
That person we were talking about that was gotten rid of. Anyway, so this particular person, what happened was, I made a comment about no bras in space. Because this particular person also wanted to do an original Princess Leia, and I made an offhand comment that there were no bras in space
because
George Lucas.
George fucking Lucas said there's no bras in space.
George Lucas himself said there's no bras in space, although he never has said there's no shoelaces in space. And some people believe there's not allowed to have shoelaces in Star Wars costuming.
The camera's fine. It's the bit rate.
Camera, which crappy. Maybe we are all robots now.
But anyway, regardless of what happened, I got called out by another club, by leadership of another club, a club I'm not a part of, for making inappropriate comments and I was being chastised by someone who had no authority to chastise me. And while I was being chastised, I said, you need to choose your words wisely because pretty soon, I don't want you to look like a fool. And pretty soon you're going to realize what type of person this is and have even more issues. And about a month later, that person came to me and apologized and says, yeah, I kind of made a fool out of myself, didn't I? I was like, yeah, you kind of did.
Dumbass.
Yeah. So, but regardless of whatever happened, I was never really upset with anyone except that one particular person. And that was the person that was lodging those weird complaints. But we got rid of her.
Because of the Clone Willy.
It was a Clone Willy night. She couldn't handle the fact that we were actually coming down here goofing
Matt
up.
Myers on.
Hello, Matt.
Hi, Matt. From Matt.
Another Matt.
But regardless, it was a funny joke. It really was a funny joke.
It was.
And
it wasn't
you don't even have to take it as a joke. It's a statement from
all the Clone of Willie stuff did not happen down here in front of the public. It was upstairs in private, and then the molds just came down here for processing and creating the cloned Willie. And and then it got passed.
You're not helping us at this point.
Then it got passed around the room, and everybody's like, "Wow, what was it? It looks like a teepee."
Shaped like a teepee. Shaped like a teepee.
But regardless, we do fun, stupid shit down here. And
TP, I'm a wigwam. I'm TP, I'm a wigwam. You're 2/10.
2/10. But anyway, that was a fun night, actually.
We always have fun down here. I mean, I do. I don't know what anybody else.
We do. We always have fun. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And tonight,
I make the fun happen.
Tonight, we're going to cast a M38 scope right here. This is the M30 scope. This is actually, I don't know. I had an E11 sent back to me. I've only had one E11 sent back. You know what it was sent back for? It came back to the factory to have the scope changed out. So that is why I have a perfectly beautiful painted M38 scope sitting right here.
Bausch helmet update, if I missed anything.
Bausch helmet update. I have not done anything. I was wanting to wait for Rodney, but I think
GFL.
This weekend I am actually going to go ahead and
do it himself.
Finish the shell, but I'm gonna finish the back half of the shell, but I am not going to demold anything. I'm going to let Rodney be here for the demolding process and all that. So, you know, that's like Christmas.
Hernan's back.
Hey, there we go. Hello. Yeah.
Jeff's back.
Green screen. I mean, blue screen.
We blue screen. We got the blue screen of
blue screen of death.
Do you know what's the significance of this M38 scope?
It is also your TK number.
The serial number of this scope is my TK number. This was the very first real piece of...
And you two, ladies and gentlemen, can be just like that, being married 10 years.
Yeah. You're the longest successful relationship I've ever had. Actually, technically not. You need a few more years, but I don't...
Successful. You said successful.
You're right. One of the proudest moments of my life was when someone I was dating wanted to go punch.
Lend me your face so I can go to a bird. What?
Punch.
I think he's calling you a clown.
So Matt stepped up to the plate and told my girlfriend to get where? Do you remember this? She wanted to punch.
Oh, get in the back of
him. Get in the line. He said the line starts here. Go back. You know, to be honest, somebody... he didn't know me that well. We hadn't really established. You know what? It was trial by fire. We established a pretty strong friendship building that speeder bike.
Okay, so because we've already covered that before, let's get to the molding process.
Yeah, we can do that. So tonight, for most of my blaster molds, I use dragon skin. I only use 2 silicones down here. I use dragon skin, scratch that. I use 3, but I use Rebound 25, and
am I missing something?
What's that?
No.
Hernan's saying a bunch of stuff, and I don't know what's going on.
He thinks I'm Rodney, but I'm not Rodney.
Oh,
he's talking to me.
Hernan.
I said that Hernan was calling you a clown so you could go to a birthday party, but no, he was just saying that you're really jovial and happy.
I'm always jovial and happy.
Because he's back.
Matt is back.
Matt's back.
Matt is back. Back again.
You know what? If you had
Matt is back.
If you had just that cleared up, the Matt's back. Yeah, that'd be funny to pop in.
2 Comic-Con hoes round the outside.
Awesome.
Oh,
Hayden wants me to sing Shady's back, only Matt is back.
Matt is back. Dun-dun. Anyway, Are you back? That has not been determined yet, Jeff. He doesn't know what his actual work schedule is going to be. But anyway, this is the remnants of which is heavier? I think this is heavier because I'm going to use what's left in these gallons. And we were going to
them first.
No, actually, I've been redoing the E11 molds. So,
so they're already
the silicone doesn't settle that fast.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna get
So never mind. Don't worry about that.
Right.
Forget I said anything, guys.
Usually, if anything sits, although silicone traditionally does not settle, it's so thick. I mean, look at that. Come on.
And
there we go.
Yay!
It is literally slower than molasses.
We can make a Clone Willy out of these, by the way, in case you're wondering.
We could make a Clone Willy out of these. Clone a Willy.
Oh boy.
What do you think, Hayden? 8 ounce?
I don't know.
How the heck would he know?
I like to let people think that he knows what's going on too.
I know, but not really.
Oh, that's not even.
We'll say, dude, you're like
I can't
an ounce off.
All right, no, I'm going. This is a 50-50 mix. So if I'm doing 8 ounces,
you got to go 4 now.
I got to go 4.
These resins don't put out any fumes.
No, there's no fumes from the silicone.
Okay, where's protective mask and is resin? It's not resin. It's
the silicone does not gas in any way, shape, or form. You can't even smell. Do you notice an odor of silicone?
Oh wow.
You don't smell anything from silicone. Silicone does not.
That speeder bike is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
From Matt.
Speaking of the speeder bike, since Matt has been out of town, the speeder bike had a gig July 4th weekend.
Yep.
And it has not found its way back into the garage. It's still sitting in the back of my truck.
Yep.
So, car show.
At a church.
And if we had known, we could have entered it. We could have won the rat rod. We could have won because if you know rat rods are kind of like the old rusty, nasty looking type of things. The only thing that was rusty and nasty looking at the whole car show was actually the speeder bike. So we were even told when they were handing out the prizes, you know what they gave the rat rod trophy to? A 1977 Ford Granada. Just because it's a Ford Granada.
Yeah.
And that's not really the type of car you'll see at a car show. So we got 4 ounces of part A he's
going to be pouring in part
now
B.
we're doing 4 ounces of part B.
I'm eating jelly beans.
And Matt is eating jelly beans.
Here, Hayden. Otherwise, I'm going to eat the last of them, and I know you want them.
Toss them. Seal them and toss them.
Because I'm nice.
All right, kids.
How dare you?
Look at that.
A little bit over.
Shut up.
I'm just saying. Like, look.
You know what? It takes forever for silicone to settle.
Can't rush art.
All right.
I'm not sure that's an art at this
4
point.
ounces of A, 4 ounces of B, and
None of C.
I have really bad carpal tunnel, unless you want to mix. But we're gonna just gonna go to.
We're gonna have to clean that.
Yeah, you wait for the silicone to set up.
Oh yeah, then it just peels right off.
Yeah,
we do that a lot.
Yeah, that's how you clean them.
Don't lick these stuff.
So as I'm mixing, I'm scraping the sides, pulling all the other silicone off the sides.
Oh my, it's been a long time since you have to get to the sides.
Yeah. What does that look like to you? What's that ZZ style? She wore a pearl necklace. That isn't a ZZ Top song, right?
I don't know.
Anybody out there, that is a line from ZZ Top, right? It would be from the era of when they did the Back in Time. Sorry. All right. Now this is how we clean it. You ready?
So it's on their greatest show. It's on their greatest hits album.
Yeah. The
And
song?
it is called Pearl Necklace.
Pearl Necklace. See, they even
It's
have
called Pearl Necklace.
You gotta love ZZ Top.
Do you think that popularized it?
Well,
Or was that already?
we all know where they were heading with that one.
Oh, yeah.
What? And in the top, people ask, what does a pearl necklace mean?
So now we have 8 ounces of silicone, totally mixed up, full of air. So what do we need to do, Matt? We need to degas. Hold that.
Degas.
We need to degas.
Do we have some pressure?
Ooh, oh, there we go. Go ahead and drop that down in there.
The guitarist died last year.
Yes. That's sad.
I was never a big ZZ Top.
I was. Remember how many times I've had you listen to Thug?
Is this gonna
Unfortunately.
work?
This is going to work.
I don't want splinters. We need Matt. He's valuable.
Splinter. He was, ooh, there it is.
Okay, so what this is a half inch thick piece of plexiglass. I'm stepping back because what happens is this thing bows
It does flex.
down, and
It's not half inch, it's quarter inch.
That's more than
No, that's half inch.
that's half inch. I'm looking at it. I can see it.
I tried to get an inch and you can't get an inch.
It's not bowing nearly as much as it was. Is that something they knew?
Because what's the pressure gauge at?
Hell if I know.
It should be facing us, shouldn't it? Anyway, I gotta watch. There we go.
Oh, because you didn't have it turned on. Oh, great.
There we go.
See,
Oh, boy.
like you can watch it just sink.
Oh, this is
Did I go?
I'm going to go back behind the protective barrier.
No, you're fine.
I'll be right back.
So anyway, we were gonna do 2 cameras tonight, and Hayden said, I don't want to mess with that. But if you could see, what's happening is all the silicone is actually bubbling to the top of the jug of the cup right now.
Because it's trying to implode.
So we're at we're about 25 bars, negative 25.
So how many atmospheres is that?
25. We're at bars. We're using bars. So yes.
Do you want to comment on the fumes?
Actually, what
The
that is,
fumes are from the oil because
it's the gas. It's the oil. It's the.
You put a sock over.
did
it.
you
I put a
did
sock
you put
over
too
it,
much
yeah.
oil in it?
No. So
Well, mine doesn't do that. That's the reason I'm asking.
mine developed that over years of use. Excuse me. Coming this way.
No one's on.
Dude, it's fine. If it doesn't blow up, it's fine. The pot, pressure pot. Matt, tell me when the pressure drops. Now I'm over here safe.
Help me.
Sit down. We need your precious face in view. You didn't turn your microphone off, mister.
I know. I'm just washing my hands.
Chuck is peeing for everyone to know. Just so it's a pretty heavy stream. He might want to go to the doctor.
Is that bad?
I don't know. I was just tossing shit out there. At
I
this point.
diagnosed you with heavy stream.
Heavy stream. Where are we at?
It's still at 25 because you didn't release.
Look at
the
that, though.
pressure. I
It's
know.
already dropped. It's collapsed. Boy, I wish we had a camera on here.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy. So, so basically what we're happening right now is, actually, we're not, it dropped below 25. It's at 20. It's at
See,
23
this is
now.
when we do need a second camera so people can.
Yeah,
see what's going
if we can see down in here.
on. I blame Hayden.
Why do you blame me?
I mean, why do I blame you? This one was entirely you. You said, no, I don't want to do it. Dude, I don't want to be over here for that.
25, it's safe.
Heidi says maybe you should drink some beet juice.
It is, well, it's grape juice.
No, it's not.
So that's
Can
at
you make
26.
alcohol out of beets?
You can make alcohol.
Oh,
yeah,
it's-
yo,
wait,
really
wait.
go with beets.
Wait,
It's a high
wait,
sugar
wait.
content.
It says Heidi, but we all know it as Matt.
Matt.
So there's multiple Matts now.
It's Matt Weiss and Matt Meyer on here, as well as Hernan. Those are some longtime viewers there.
They are.
Whoa.
Don't you kind of have like a? Isn't this going to cause an issue right here? That's
No, it's not leaking. If you look at it, it's holding pressure.
Yeah,
fine.
I know Hernan, right? Like I keep wanting to back away.
It's
but
not
he
going to
doesn't want me
explode.
to.
You can't even tell the. Well, it does look
It
concave.
still has a concave look to it.
I'm lucky I'm a little bit inebriated.
You're both a little. I'm the only one who hasn't had alcohol.
Dude, after this, we're going to play with guns.
Are we?
No.
I think you should
We got
all
like 10
Highlander it
minutes
out.
left, you, for our 1 hour segment.
We're going. Well, I mean, we're going to go over 10. We're going to go over that. So I'm going to burp it.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you guys saw how it went from concave to flat, right? I just want to pause. What are you doing?
I just need to burp it. That kind of relaxes everything, and then. Oh, you hear that?
Look at the
Watch the
view.
gauge. Watch the gauge go. See the gauge going up? You got to worry when the gauge gets over here, but it's right here now. It's going this way.
They're trying to do a mat quickening, by the way.
If you
Mat
get
fight.
upset if I ate the other checks,
Huh?
if you get upset if I ate 4 checks mix,
Dude, you killed the first bag.
can I have the other?
I was cleaning up after supper, looked at the clock, and was like, what the heck? I'm missing it!
That's a dedicated fan. They get panicked when. So what you did miss was a crash, a
Blue screen
freeze
of
up.
death. Blue screen of death.
Yeah, blue screen of
missed,
death.
Vacation photos that didn't get shown to anybody else but Chuck.
Good Chinese laptop likes the green screen, blue screen.
You know, I was thinking today that we actually haven't had any issues in a long time.
Yeah,
And I think I jinxed us because we haven't had any glitchies or anything.
hardly any.
Ooh. Say tap 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 tap.
I don't want to
I'm
tap it.
certain all the air bubbles are out of it.
No, I'm looking at it.
Oh, the camera is clear now.
Wow, it's almost like it was on your end.
Stop.
Hayden says that, wow, it's almost like it was on your end.
So while this is degassing, this is the scope. You can see the scope is actually suspended inside this piece of 2-inch PVC pipe. There we go. So actually how I make these is the mounting holes. It's cool about the M38 and the M19. They actually have the exact same footprint. So if you drill all the holes to mount one of these, you can actually mount the smaller M19 scope also.
I thought we told you about sticking. Never mind.
So anyway, I just use the mounting holes to suspend it. See how it's suspended, Matt? Show the class.
Show the class.
The scope is
Show the class.
the scope is suspended and it is hanging about that much below the base. A little dusty, but that's all right.
Good.
Mounting hole.
Mounting holes.
Dirty minds. All right, you ready? You want to degas?
I would rather.
This
not
is
touch
the okay, it's fine lever.
Neither one's an okay. It's fine lever.
This is the okay. When this lever is in this position, we're okay, fine. When it's in this position, it means it's adding more pressure. See, listen to the way the pump sounds. Hear that?
I'd rather not be hearing it because I can see it sinking further and further in.
So anyway, look down in there. Ooh, that is tight.
Yeah, I know it is.
All right, this one right here is the relief valve.
There's bubbles popping out of it right now. Is all that's happening. In case anybody's wondering. They're tiny bubbles, though. Get it?
In your-
Tiny bubbles. in my wife.
Make me happy.
Make me happy.
All right.
Make me feel fine.
Tiny bubbles in my. Hand me that.
Make me warm
What?
all over.
This.
With it, with or with?
Pull it out and then hand me the.
Oh, sorry.
He was pulling his thing out.
He said pull it out.
I wasn't watching.
He said pull it out and then hand it to him. I don't know why Hernan is saying 3 is counting down.
He's gonna watch it explode.
Hernan is below the equator, right?
Yeah, he's also gonna.
Does that mean he's?
No, he just put up like the spinning bar thing.
Is that an emote? Is that one of his comments?
Matt says, I tuned in for the barbershop quartet. Clearly, none of you have been to the barber recently.
That's because we were singing the same song with 2 different tempos.
You know what? 8 ounces might not. Ooh, look
You
at how
were
nice
singing
that
the
looks.
wrong tempo.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's okay.
I heard a different
All right.
version. Screw you.
Tiny bubbles.
That's because you heard the one from the John Candy and which one is it?
It's a Hawaiian song.
The Lion song?
Hawaiian. He said Hawaiian.
I can't hear.
What?
What?
Dude, I don't think 8 ounces is enough. So the wonderful thing about dragon skin, this is dragon skin. I think turn it
30?
around, see what
30.
I think this is the
40, 30, 40, 30. 20.
No, but see if it's a medium 20. I think this is medium.
Just says 20 part B.
All right. Well, anyway,
Kind of like Plan B, only not as effective.
the on dragon skin or all of smooth-ons. It's so close
I
though.
don't think 8 ounces is enough.
It is so close.
Maybe if you wiped it around, because
I'm waiting. I know there's a lot around the edges, but I don't think it's going to be absolutely enough. We're going to see though. We're getting close.
Fortunately, silicone sticks to each other.
Yeah, silicone does stick to itself.
What are you doing?
That's kind of like a snotty accident.
You coughed and it went everywhere.
Ectoplasm.
Oh, this is going to be more than enough. Oh, maybe not.
It's going to be close.
It is going to be very close.
We're running very close.
Very close margins.
That means you can't get any outside of the mold.
Too late. Oh, we just barely covered.
Slide to the big.
I think we covered it and then some.
Well, it's your loss if you don't do it properly.
It's everyone's loss. Everyone who wants an E11 with an M38 scope or a custom
So how does that
DL44.
stuff taste?
You know, surprisingly enough, that was something I would think I would hear from Rodney.
Kind of why I said it, to be honest.
Okay, the only thing that's going through my Ryan is
You're right.
in my mind
You can tell he's
is
been drinking, right?
I'm more, what's the word?
Both of them. So the problem with Hayden is he's on drugs and drunk.
Painkillers.
he had his wisdom teeth removed this week.
He's on drugs and drunk. Chuck's problem is we have to get him drunk to make him cool. Me, I'm like this all the time.
Actually, Matt, to tell you the truth, my coolness nailed this almost perfect.
Hey, I'm good. I'm not gonna lie.
That's almost sexy.
That is pretty solid.
Okay, so now what's going to happen is this has been degassed, but everything that's made with the BlasterPro label on
Pressurize.
everything is pressure cured. So if I'm going to pressure cure every thing I make, all the molds have to be pressure cured. So now that this has actually been degassed, it's also going to go through another process, which is pressurization, and that's going to shrink those air bubbles that are still in here. And actually what happens when they shrink, they actually move to the surface much faster. So what little bit of air is still trapped in here. Now there is one other there's one other bit of air that is trapped, and that is right here in the scope. And so what I'm going to do is We're going to put it in a pressure pot. We're going to pressurize it for about 5 minutes, and that's going to allow all the air that's floating underneath this to get small, move up, and go into this little void. And then we're going to depressurize it, pull it out, cap it, turn it on its side, and then we're going to stand it straight back up, and then we're going to slowly watch the big bubble come from below. So that's what we're doing now.
But you guys aren't going to get to see it.
Yeah, the pressure pot is directly behind us right
because
here.
Because it's really loud.
There you go. You can see it. It's right there.
Because it's really loud. And that's our show.
It's been
Ladies and gentlemen, have a good one. It's been real fun.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
It's been in a couple of videos.
But wait, there's more.
There is more.
Now, this is actually a kind of a rare, hard to find pressure pot. This is a paint pressure pot, and it's a 10-gallon.
What the heck does this say? The mock?
We have been trying to figure that out, Matthew. Here, I'll give it to you. Yes. Yeah, here you go. Go ahead and put yours to it. Try to figure it out. Decipher it.
It's a roller.
Here, I'll show you how to work it.
I thought I was supposed to do that.
You can do it.
Well, let's make it to where we can actually read it. How about that?
Okay.
Well, first, I guess.
Make sure you don't dry out all that ink. I don't know how to
There we go.
re-ink that.
Did you make it stuck? It didn't retract. What did you do? Did you break it already? There you go. Good job. We haven't figured it out, but we do think
It's Greek. Look at the lettering.
It looks Greek.
The way the O's are, you can tell. And the E's. Well, the sideway E thing.
Oh my God, a bomb.
It technically, it is a bomb. It is set at 60 PS.
It's not Greek.
Yeah, Jeff has actually tried to decipher this also.
Oh boy.
It looks
said
Greek.
It's not Greek?
Yeah,
Who said it's not Greek?
It might be Yiddish.
Yiddish?
It's not Italian.
I say it's Greek. I'm going to...
Are you going to scan it? Have
Yeah,
Google Translator try? We're actually going to hit it with real technology.
Oh, I feel like we're in the 24th century.
So I have a question while we're waiting. While we're waiting for all this funness, is on the old Ben or the Ben Kenobi blaster, the Webley is not on his grips. So should I go ahead and remove the Webley, or should I cast the Webleys so I can make replicas of the Webley grips and then use the replica to remove the writing? Or should I just go ahead and use these grips as is?
Yeah, I like the Webley.
And remove the Webley and not have any ability to make Webley grips.
I like the Webley.
Excuse me.
What did Google Translate say?
Transalt.
Tells me I have to install it first. So I don't want
I thought that was just a ready-to-go thing. You don't have to install it. Isn't Google Maps, you just go and just run with Google Maps?
Gotta use your internet
Hayden,
browser.
is there any Apple left?
I'm not.
Pour a little Apple in there.
Mister, we share the same volume.
Please. No, we don't. Please.
Yes, you do.
Pour a little in there.
Okay, this one.
Not over the computer, though. There you go. More. Stop.
That's almost all of it.
Thank you.
He wants more alcohol, so he's mooching.
I need more.
Oh, I saw it.
I need medicine. Daddy's medicine.
Now there's some. Well,
Oh, yeah. Hand me one of those.
why after you stole?
I forgot all about those.
They're room temperature. I hope you're happy.
I'm downloading it just because why not?
Here you go, boss man.
Thank you.
Remove writing on replica.
No, I want it to be. So
What, are you keeping one for yourself? Is that what you're doing?
I don't know.
So anyway,
So much for
right now,
So much
Matt,
equality. Wow.
so basically, I start out with a 2-inch piece of PVC pipe, drill, set it down like this, line it up, drill pilot holes, drop screws through, slide the scope in, and then with my thumb, we line it up, and then we slowly. What I do is, as the screws go in, they grab the scope, and using the screws, I can adjust how the angle of the scope inside the PVC.
And then when you fill it,
so then, of course, it's hot glued to a base, and then the whole thing is filled. But Matthew, this is a brand new M19.
it's obviously not brand new. You've
No,
already
it
used
is.
a couple times.
This is the very first pull of this scope. Quite literally, I made this scope over the weekend. That is the first pull of that scope.
Nice.
So what I do, you want to pull this? You
No,
want to
you're
pull
good.
it together? You want to do it?
I was wondering what was going on in the backside there.
Right here?
Yeah.
That's just the runoff that runs,
Ah.
But yeah, this is a brand new. So the M19 scope has the exact same footprint as the M38 scope. They actually, different applications, but same hardware. These were used as telescopic scopes for Sherman tanks and anti-tank guns during World War II. This was not an artillery sight. This was an anti-tank sight or a tank sight. Sherman tanks had a periscope sight, and they also had a telescopic sight. The telescopic sight was a redundant sight, but it still had it. If it needed it, it was almost like a bore scope or a bore sight. It was right along with the barrel. It was a low calibration type sight because it was always mounted. It was mounted in the same hardware with the barrel, and it pretty much was basically a redundant sight. But they used.
Are you sure these aren't fleshlights?
Yes, I'm sure they're not fleshlights because the fleshlight would have a hole here and not a slit there. But anyway,
not trying hard.
this is actually a retired
Fleshlight.
He's at a loss for words. Try again, sir. Maybe he won't interrupt you this time. You can do it.
I can't tell if he's laughing or getting mad at me.
Are you okay? I'm just concerned, actually. Are you okay?
Do you know, the harder I try,
The harder they push back.
the worse it gets. You know what? Let's just demold. Let's just demold this fucking scope. So, yeah, all right. It's already been 5 minutes. I was hoping to demold this and explain the process a little bit before. Okay, so right now we have an M38 scope just like this, sitting in a piece of 2-inch PVC pipe just like this. The problem is there is a pocket of air right here in the scope, in the reticle of the scope, right here, right there. So it's under pressure. It's been under pressure for 5 minutes. What happens is it squeezes the air bubbles really small, but it gives them actually more ability to move up and out faster. But there are some that are trapped underneath here. So what I have to do is I have to demold that guy, turn it on its side, and allow that air that has been compressed, that is now expanded again, to come up to this top, and then I'll turn the whole thing upright, and it'll come and it'll go bloop.
Unpressurized.
As an unpressurized bubble, yes.
You said demold that guy.
Oh, I want to demold
No,
this,
you said
but
you were going to demold that guy.
I'm not demolding that guy.
But that's what you...
I wanted to demold this.
Okay, come on. Keep going.
I didn't even do anything bad that round. So, you take the drill to this, right?
All right, you ready for the funness?
What is the fun?
In the summertime,
The fun has
in the summertime when we're
arrived.
really, really hot, this is the best place to be because this air comes out so fast it will actually frost.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Do you remember that? Remember the old days? But here it comes.
Like sleeping on.
The Bernoulli principle.
The Bernoulli principle. All right. Ooh, it's like 20 degrees cooler in there.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All right. So I'm going to actually use this.
Yep.
This is the pattern for the Obi-Wan blaster. This is the frame. This is the pattern for the frame. But we're going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to cap it. We're going to turn this sideways and up like this. So what's happening is the air bubble
into the corner.
The air bubble that's trapped underneath the reticle of this scope is now moving up into the far corner. Yep. And now we're going to turn it sideways.
Wow, that's really loud.
And then we're going to let it come up and pull it off. Ooh, it already burped. We missed the burp. Let's look again. We might actually get a chance to see a little more burp. Anything caught behind. But anyway, if I didn't do this, there would be a void right here, and every single scope I cast would have a tuma right here.
It's not a tuma.
That represents an air pocket that was there. So
that's why he does that.
It's not. It actually came up quick, which was good. So now it's going to go back into the pressure pot for 24 hours, and it will not come out until probably this time tomorrow night. Yeah. So.
Yay.
Got the lid. Now, this does have a safety. This has a pop-off of 80 PSI. If we exceed 80 PSI, we have a pop-off valve right here. That's, like supposed to be a safety.
But it may be covered in resin, so we don't know if it works.
No. Well, there are a little bit of redundancy here in the shop because the regulator itself is also only set at 60 over here on the wall. There we go.
Blue moon, I saw you standing alone.
Let's debolt this bad boy.
Go for it, sir.
You ready? Hear the air compressor?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Making sounds.
Look at that. This is the way I want it right here. See that? Explain. Ooh, look at that. Look at the detail just on that. That is a throwaway piece.
It looks like a screw.
Here's another one if you want it for your collection.
Here's another piece that looks like a screw.
It's like birthing an alien. Is that
I appreciate you not doing that.
Says the director, who is also our sound guy. Oh,
I
that
just meet you guys.
dude, that is beautiful. Look at that. That is nice. The M19 Scope, which the M19 Scope is pretty much the Empire Strikes Back scope. This is on all Empire Strikes Back E11s. This is also on all the DL44s for return for Empire Strikes Back. But it is also in A New Hope. It is also on E11s in A New Hope. This is actually a cool scope. I like this scope. Another cool feature of Blaster Pro props. You know what that is, right? Almost all of my props are all one-piece molds.
Oh, yeah. I know what.
Meaning, it's a one-piece mold, totally encapsulating the part. So when the part is cast, it comes out, and we actually have to cut it to open it up and expose and remove the master
section.
Huh?
Cesarean section.
It is you know what? This greatly reduces the lifetime of the mold. This is an expense not to have a seam go right through the beautiful writing on top of the scope. When I first started doing all this in the early 2000s, everything you got was two-piece molds. They were all two-piece molds. So you had a mold line on the bottom and you held a mold line on the top. So the markings on the scopes were always obscured. You got a DL44 or a Mauser to build a DL44. All the detail on the top had a line through the middle of it, and you had to sand it off. When you sanded it off, all the numbers on the graduated sight were gone or somewhat damaged. That's why when I decided to start making props, everything was going to be a one-piece mold. Everything was cast and encapsulated, and I would free the parts from the mold by going down the bottom where it was the least obvious. And there was not a lot of people doing that. And I also started casting in black resin almost right away. So, because everyone was using that crappy white or that yellow resin.
I remember that.
I actually have some of it because it's super cheap. I could save, okay, on a DL44 kit, I could make an extra $25 by using that shitty resin. And I actually can make more money on them, but I actually use a higher quality resin with a dye, a black dye. So if your blaster ever gets scratched, the paint job gets scratched, it just scratches into black. So you won't actually see the scratch. Yeah. If you were using that yellow resin or the white resins,
it would look terrible.
If it got scratched, it would show the resin underneath. So at least these have the ability to hide the damage or the wear of wearing it and using it and having it. But no, that's a beautiful M19 scope right there. There we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Now, the one that's back behind us, it's going to sit and cook for 24 hours. So it's not actually going to come out of there until 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
The reason he says cook is because in the process it has a thermodynamic reaction.
What does it say?
If the other is too much or is that much cheaper, could you just use your own dye?
Well, actually, the resin itself is less expensive. And one of the reasons why it's less expensive, it's
giving away for 100 subs. You've already been there.
Daryl, we've hit that and gone past.
We're 145.
No, 200 subs would be fun. We're hoping to hit 150 this month, and then we're well on the way. We're only 10 away, 15 away.
5 away.
Oh, we're 5 away. Wow. Okay, we're 5 away from hitting 150. So, what does your Google Translate say? I just saw it pop up. Gibberish. Ba-da-da-da.
It probably says that the letters are just turned. But what do the turned letters mean?
So, this is the M38. This is what we cast tonight. I bought this. I own the actual real M38 scope. It was the first Star Wars prop piece, real life, real thing from the real world that I purchased and actually got. I bought it out of England. 33857 is a serial number. There is probably at this point, probably no less than 200 E11s out there with the scope with 33857 as the serial number. And there was actually a controversy a little over, I'm thinking about 10 years ago. Someone was offering scopes online and someone called them out and said they were recasts. And the guy says, no, they're not recasts. Turns out they were recasts. They were this actual scope. And they asked the guy to produce the original scope he was casting from. And he said it was a friend. And then a friend of mine told me about the debate that was going on about this scope and everything. And he says, I think it's your scope, dude. Because he had a few of my scopes on his blasters. And I showed up on the little chat and said, yeah, I don't know who this guy is. And you guys are right. Whoever said he was a recaster, he is a recaster because I have the original right here in my hand. And
now they just don't care.
And nobody cares. That was old history. Recasting is kind of, it's one of them things you don't hear much about anymore because too many people do it. So, but anyway.
He's hard at work over there.
He is. That Google Translate's having issues. What's going on?
Well,
what does it say?
These lines say today.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's having trouble with the ones like Vamok or Maba. I don't know what the hell you want to call it.
So our thoughts were is some sort of a security seal for mailing packages.
Possible.
That's all we can think of, and we don't know who it would have been. We know where it came from, right? Yeah. Matt's you really want to figure it out, don't you? Stop breathing so it's like fat guy breathing. Stop it. But I like the stairs.
Stop it, Daddy.
Wow.
Like it's breaking it into Vamok, but I don't know what Vamok means. So
sounds like a Vulcan word.
And according to the AJ universe, Vulcan does not exist anymore. So
don't say the R word. You might summon Lone Wolf to the chat. What is R word?
Recast.
Wait a minute.
The R word is recast. We said.
Here's the thing. I have actually no beefs or anything with Lone Wolf. We're actually really good friends, and we actually share behind the scenes a lot of how to do stuffs or even props. So
BlasterPro is driven by community engagement.
No, I actually kind of miss not having him around as much as Matt hates that.
It's because you love him more than me.
I never said that. You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm just saying.
Have you ever noticed the beef was always you and him, not me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Even when I was being...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Even when shit was like being kind of projected at me, I didn't get angry. You got angry.
It's all your fault.
It's not my fault. It is your fault. If I remember, you got angry on a public stage.
I did. Sure did.
At Wizard World.
Yep.
Protecting your bitch, weren't you?
That's right, bitch.
I forget you guys are on a panel.
Oh, yeah. It was the last panel we ever...
Vamok means he's.
It was the last...
He's today.
It was the last panel we ever agreed to do. I felt sniped by that panel, though. Personally,
We did get sniped.
we got sniped hard. It wasn't Lexington, which was just a few weeks earlier.
Jeff says you specifically said I love Ficker more than
You
that.
would never say that.
You know what?
Just saying.
Now he's a shit stirrer.
Just saying.
He's a shit
Just
stirrer.
saying.
He
You would
is.
never say that.
He is stirring shit.
I'm just saying.
The one thing I always say about Matt is he makes everything 30% bigger than it needs to be.
Can you tell why, people?
Because he likes cake. Ow. So, I've demolded the M19. That was my big finish. That was like, now we're done.
That was the fireworks. Sorry about your luck, people.
It's time
Well,
for.
we're almost half an hour.
Now, don't forget, next week
Oh, that's a big giveaway. We're going to have a party.
another demold of a flashlight.
They're all flashlights.
You know-
enough.
Found a pair of plastic snake bite chaps from Canes Shin Armor. Found them for a second.
Canaan's shin armor.
Canaan's. They're stored cheap. They had no idea what they were. They charged me $5 and asked me what they were.
Okay, I don't know.
Did you tell them they were worth $100? Do you remember when we found all those hair
Canaan's
dryers
Yaris.
and they were charging $2 for them, and they were the actual Air Max hair dryers that the Vibro axes are made from? He's like, oh, we're making a small fortune today. What was that? Was that a bug or was that those little thingies?
Those are little screw pieces.
No, it looked like a buggy running off.
Sorry.
All right. So anyway, join us next week. We will be playing Jeopardy. Oh no, not Jeopardy. Sorry, 20 questions, trivia questions. They are all come up.
Space Raiders.
Space Raiders. So take a little time this week or this weekend. This
And it's a
coming
baby
weekend.
announcement for He's Today.
Is that what it is?
He's Today. Like
So
he is
anyway.
today.
It's all Rodney. I told Rodney to come up with more than 20
All
questions.
Rodney, all the time.
So I can pick and choose which ones to. I'm actually not even going to watch Space Raiders between then and now because I've seen it 3 or 4 times in my life and I already know. Space Bug, Space Kid, Space Beer. I know it all.
Guess what, guys? Guess how many times I've seen it?
0. And that means he is not cultured. He's not even. You've never.
Uncultured.
You've not even seen
swine.
Hell Comes to Frogtown.
They've seen it now.
You made me watch it down here.
You watched the promo, and I said, "How
sat
could you
down here
not?"
and watch the entire movie?
No, we did not. Did we?
He did
Did we really watch the whole movie?
You watched it with Rodney. I wasn't here, but Rodney even said.
I thought
We
you'd only
sat
seen the
down here and watched
promo.
the entire movie. That's how I knew there was boobs.
Oh, that is right. And the dance.
And the Dance of the Three Snakes.
Yeah, dance of the. We were
All the
actually.
top nudities in the.
We were actually.
Yeah, it's in the first like 10 minutes.
We were actually wondering if we should include the Dance of the Three Snakes.
No, we shouldn't.
Oh yeah, Matt watched it 4.5 times. 'Cause-
Which we commend you, sir.
Yeah, but not only did he want, like he won that
You know what?
outright.
That was great B movie makeup. That was a great.
Oh, for a B movie, yeah, that was
no,
a good
it
makeup.
was a good. It was also a good script for a B movie. It was a good premise. It was a good everything for a B movie.
Really?
It was great.
It felt pretty on par.
It was good. It was
They had
great.
Piper for it. That's the best part.
Yeah, Roddy Piper, come on.
All right, you want to sign off? Yeah.
We're signing off.
We're signing off, ladies and gentlemen.
You have to actually sign off, not just say we're signing off.
Join us next week. 20 questions, Space Raiders, and up for grabs is a beautiful, as seen on the Muppet Show, the ESB Stunt DL44. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Do what?
Say bye-bye.
Bye bye.